Cam Newton, the other Cam. So
Yeah,
Cam Newton and Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, Cheyenne, I'm sorry if I'm butchering her name. Bryant was talking to Cam. And so I want to play a couple different clips and get a couple different perspectives on this. And I'm gonna start with y'all first. I want to start with Mika first on this one. This is a clip from Cam Newton's show where she was basically talking about you not God as far as the relationships and the dynamic between men and women. So I'm gonna play this whole thing. I think it's like 3 minutes long, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna break that down. All right.
I will say it like this: even though he has high function to sustain the relationship, that high function will run its course. Is that if that's all you have? Drinking and driving is a
Here we
decision that
go.
you're in passion that would pulled over. You attract a certain type of man. Me being who I am, I can take anybody and transform them into who I want them to be. A woman cannot do
That's
that
not true.
in most cases.
That's not true.
Okay, she's not willing.
No, I'm
to do
saying that no man can take a woman and transform her into what he wants her to be. She came in and is willing to allow you to tell her what you want and she'll submit to those. You're
Yes.
not God, and you're not the potter maker. So your hands ain't on no pot, sweetie, taking a woman and conforming. You just don't have that power. You probably would like to, but you don't have that power. You can take her, like I just said before, with the womanizer and the guy who, me being in your studio, and say, baby, these are the qualifications, and she chooses, which is her free will to never be yours, to hit them points or not. And when she chooses to hit them points, you then choose to keep her or you choose to shake her. Because you can never take water, hold on, you can never take water, baby, and make this 7-Up. You can pour it out and fill it back up, but this will never turn to what you wanted. You're not Jesus. You ain't turning water to wine. That's not how it happens. Now, you can't take a woman and make her what you want. You can tell her what you want, and I'm gonna give her power back, and she'll choose to be that. But you don't get the power of saying you made her that, whether an entrepreneur or a mother or a wife. She chooses to let you do that by telling you, I'll submit to those orders. There's a difference. Now, with the man, a high-valued woman can do the same thing with the man. Baby, you want to be here? This is the qualifications. This is what I need, the prerequisites. He can say yes or he can say no. Either way. But if he chooses to do that, then that's his choice, and she got what she wanted. It's all about conduciveness. Is it conducive or not?
Right.
However, we don't potter nobody. And that's where the disconnect comes in at, with people who are high valued but low functioning.
But I don't
Hold
want
on, high value but low functioning. The high value, low functioning, I'm gonna say it again, y'all stick with me. High value, low functioning thinks the high value can attract the low functioning, and the low functioning and that high value person thinks they can potter the low functioning and mold them to be what they want. It don't work like that at all. That person still chooses to become what you're telling them you want them to be. That's still their power, and they can take it back when they want.
All right. Thoughts on that?
I think she's right because I would assume the low functioning wants something from the high value, which is why they're willing to submit and let you attempt to mold them to what you want. They getting some out of it too.
Mika.
Right? Yes, Mika, I'm right. I seen you roll your eyes.
In the words of Quentin, no, you're wrong. Okay, you're wrong.
Okay.
All right. You're wrong because she was on a good start of saying, okay, women are allowing it. And yes, a man is pretty much only going to do what a woman will allow them to do. However, it is in that dynamic him being able to make her into what he wants, even if she's allowing it. So if she's submitting to it, she's submitting to that will. So
He's
I
not
don't I don't
making.
I don't necessarily
She has an
disagree with what.
option. The word making, like words matter. Making her means she has no option to do anything else.
Say that again.
Making, you said he's making her. No, she has an option to say yay or
Right, but
nay.
that's what
And
I
usually when
stated.
she says yay
That's
is
why I
because she.
stated. But that's why I stated at the beginning she was off to a good start with that. right?
Cam
And
Newton shouldn't have
saying that
talked to
she
this
has her
woman.
own free will. Yes. Like, if you don't know that already, you should know that, right? She's saying, okay, I choose to do this. Yeah, that's what she's doing. But she's choosing to
You
follow
sound like
him.
Kamala right now. You sound like Kamala. 100. That's what I'm thinking about as I'm listening to you
But she
talk.
no, what I'm saying is what I'm saying is Cam Newton is not technically wrong. I'm trying to get at what is she really saying about it? Like,
Cam
what is
Newton
she trying to really,
thinks
because
God.
she seems like,
Cam Newton thinks that he can go to a freaking anywhere, pick out a woman, and say, "I want you to be this," and she just does it because he said it. No, that's not what it is. She probably thinking your name is Cam Newton. What I'm going to get in return, and then she
so again,
submits.
does she do what he says?
Yes, but he didn't make her. She had her own choice.
So again, you said exactly what I said. Even
No, you said
though,
he made her. That made it seem like she didn't have no
no,
option.
I
What
said
do
it's
you
her free.
understand about words? Like words have meaning.
Yeah, they
If you
do, and
tell me to
that's
go get you
why.
some water and I say okay, you didn't make me get you water. I decided I wanted to do it because I was nice, or maybe I thought I was going to get something out of return if I got you some water type of shit. But you didn't make me do it just because I
Right, but
chose
you
to do
still
it.
did exactly what I wanted you to do. So
Okay,
my
and I got
point,
some box out of it. So what's the difference? Like
my point in what I
you're
said
getting
was,
something out
she's
of this man.
correct. I will say it for the third time. She's correct in what she said at the beginning. She said that it's her own free will, which it is. Everybody has it. However, what Cam Newton was talking about is that he said he does this and they do this. And do they not? Like, that's a fact.
I think that um, two things could be true. And so let me add the context into it. Two things could be true. All right. Um, all of us have to submit, but it doesn't mean that we're not being molded accordingly. Right. So that's where she goes wrong. She's saying that the woman has to submit, but at any time, no, no, no. I think that conversation at the surface is something that you can debate if you're the type of person that ain't never made somebody into what it is that they're gonna be. Because I will 100% tell you that you are 100% molding. You can 100% mold a woman into what you want her to be. 100%. And conversely, the other part where she was wrong, because she was saying, well, a high value woman can do this, that, and so also. Can't no woman in no place on earth ever take a man and make him a no. I just don't agree with that. I don't think that a woman can mold a man, but I absolutely think that a man can mold a woman into what she want him to be. When you see a Rita sighting and they say, "Oh, the unicorn," that's all me. That's all me. 1,000%, 100%.
Anton, what
It's the
she's not
reason why
explaining
my
is
chick don't operate the
manipulation.
same way that a lot of these other chicks operate. And these chicks be out of control and they be talking and two snaps to the left and all of that shit. No. My chick move according to how I move. If I don't stand up, then she stands sitting down. You can 100% mold somebody into being what they're gonna be. And the women that benefit the most, and I'm not saying that every man can do this, but the women that benefit the most are the ones that are the most submissive.
Anton, that's why I said, and I asked the question, what is she trying, what's the point that she's trying to get at, right? Because again, at the beginning, she makes
She
a
said he's
point
not God.
about them being a certain way, right? About it being your own free will. But Cam Newton is correct. That's why I asked the question to you, Quentin. What is she trying to get at with saying this? Because what Cam Newton is saying is not incorrect.
I believe
Where,
that
where,
that is the
where's the
way
wrong
by
button?
default that God made women. Literally, a woman is made from a man's rib, if that's what you believe. Like if you're a believer, that is literally how she came about. She comes from his rib.
And
I
then
was listening to.
I think some of the people in the chat don't understand what a modern woman is, because um Eric Daniels in the chat, he says, Mika gives off modern woman vibes because of what I just explained. How is that modern woman? Because if I was a modern woman, I would have said I completely agree with her 100% when I didn't understand the context she was trying to put it into. And in two, I wouldn't even talk about being submissive because submissive is not in the modern woman's vocabulary. I think you just don't like that I like Trump, and it's okay.
Wow.
If you've never been with a woman that says, because see, a lot of y'all have been with women that's with y'all based off of the opportunities. See, I could say that my chick has been down for me regardless of whether I was up or down. It didn't matter. It didn't matter from the very beginning. Is what do you want me to do, and I go as you go. I had to teach her to don't be so gung ho. So, like for example, I'll give you an example. I'll bring you into my world a little bit. I've had conversations where it was like, listen, she's told me like, listen, if anything was to ever happen to you, I don't even want to be on this earth. Just take
Mm.
me out right now. And I had to convince her and tell her, because she's just like, yo, however you go, I go. And so I had to have a sit her down and had a conversation with her and say, no, that's not how it is. If anything was to happen to me, that's not what I would want for you. You got to continue to live life. But somebody that ties their well-being so much so into what it is that you say, do, how you live, and they live off your every word, they hang on your every word. I don't think that most people have ever experienced that before. And certainly not some of these women that's modern out here. So they'll never understand what it feels like to be and live in that space and in that femininity and that comfort to know that what he says goes. And in a way, you kind of play a father figure role in that woman's life. So I don't think that most people understand what that means. But I don't know. I mean, it's different.
I
I,
think most
I think
women.
at this
Go ahead.
point
Go
we're
ahead.
probably debating semantics, like the whole "you're doing this, so I made you do it." I can't wrap my mind around that when everyone
Mm.
chooses to as they please.
So you don't
I
you
don't
don't
think
really.
anyone can make someone else do something without some sort of force or threat of something.
If you got to threaten her, then she not yours.
I'm not even talking about.
If you got to
She's not.
force somebody, my one rule, and I've said this 1,000 times, my one rule is I will never ever make you do something that you don't want to do, and I don't want you to do something that you don't want to do. You're gonna have to want to do it for yourself. I don't want to convince you. I'm not gonna try to persuade you. I'm not gonna sell you on it. I'm not gonna tell you what the benefits of it are. That's something that you're going to have to want for yourself, and then you just gonna
Hmm.
wind up becoming a beneficiary of it, but you're gonna have to take the risk. That's on you. I will never ever keep somebody that don't want to be kept, and I will never convince you to do something that you don't want to do. That is my one rule. That's it. Everything else can be figured out.
The thing is, Anton, most women have they come from a lot of women come from generations of either bad marriages or oh, why are you saying Jesus? It's a
I've Mika,
I'm, I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. I'm
I've
sorry.
seen women be
uh
hanging on every word of a guy that don't have a dollar to his name. And that will tell you that it's not just about resources. I've seen women hang
yeah.
on every word of a dude that don't have a dollar to his name and loyal as hell. And they be sitting on the side of the road to fucking together.
I think it's in the chat. I think yes, that's a good word. Coercion. That's a good word. I can coerce you to be.
If you got to coerce her, then you shouldn't want her. It's
well,
almost like it's
well,
almost
If
like
Cam Newton was broke, he couldn't make. If he wasn't
you
Cam
don't
Newton, he
know
couldn't
that.
make no woman do what. You
You
said
don't know.
what?
See, you still. I just gave you an example. I've seen dudes all day long that ain't got a dime to his name that got a woman wrapped around his finger. Listen,
So
bro, look, it's almost like somebody telling you they love you. You don't want nobody telling you that you love them just because you told them that you love them. You want them to tell you that they love you because they genuinely love you.
correct.
I don't want to be with a chick that's laying there just like I never understood paying for pussy because I couldn't be with somebody that's there just because you paid them to be there. Now I understand that from a business perspective. I understand that when it comes to a job that they have to do or whatever like that. But when it comes to real relationships and real in-person activities, to pay somebody to lay there that don't want to be there is crazy to me. Because I don't want you to be there if you don't want to be there also. I only want to go where I'm appreciated, not where I'm tolerated. So I've never been able to wrap my head around paying for pussy. Now you can make sure that you take care of the people that's around you. The reason why you there is different. But to just an exchange and transactional, nah, I don't want to be around nobody that don't want to be around me.
But do you think a lot of the athletes, right? That's probably their reality. That a lot of women are just around them.
Yeah. But they know that and they operate in that space. But
Yeah,
that's
I think
why
they're.
when they retire or they don't have shit, all of them disappear.
Yeah. And and at the end of the day, they don't really those women that they're married to sometimes, not all the time. But those women that they're married to, they don't really like them. Cuz
Yeah.
I've seen people say they love somebody, but they don't really like them. And so now when they're at home 24/7, it's just like I really don't want to be around them.
How do you know this? Like, how do you know this to be fact?
Because I see, okay, so I see a lot of like most of my friends are married, and one is a long term girlfriend for whatever reason. But anywho, um, and I see the different dynamics, and I'm just like, y'all, you don't like each other, or some of them. Some don't even have kids, and they just don't want it to fail.
Yeah.
It's just so many different dynamics that have nothing to do with them together or the love that they have between each other. It's just I don't know.
Look,
Like I told you last week, I'm so used to seeing um relationships work and for a long period of time that it baffles me the minor stuff that people squabble about, the minor stuff that people don't want to be together about, who they pick, all of that good stuff, like how they pick them. It baffles me. That's all.
I get it.
let me read some of these super chats and I'm gonna take a call and I'm gonna pivot to one more thing that she said as far as him and her having a conversation. Jay Ben says, I'm gonna do whatever the F I wanna do. Allow who? Shaking my head. Facts. Frederico says, Dr. Cheyenne trying to empower women with the obvious. Um, Cam was silenced because he already made molded a factory or baby mamas. Um, C Key says women can't mold men because Melanie King tried to mold Quentin on her show 2 years ago. You remember Anton? I don't remember nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Me Him says the threat is losing the person you really want in your life because you're not acting right. That's how you make them. Nah, nah, they're gonna be there no matter what. They'll be there no matter what. Let me take a call. My dog Devin B. Shout out to Devin B in the building. Was on the Q show a couple weeks ago. What up, Dev?
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Chilling, chilling, my friend. What's the word?
Yeah, no, I think you hit on the nail on the head. I just think adding more context to that, I just think most people don't understand or are in the position that Kim is usually in to have that type of influence. So they don't understand it or they can't comprehend it. And I don't think she can comprehend it because she's not a man.
You know what the funny
And
part about that though, Devin is? A lot of people saying that, oh, she gathered Cam. I don't think that she did. I think that Cam let her listen. If it was that bad for Cam, then Cam wouldn't even have released the interview. If he
Hundred
felt
percent.
like he got schooled, I think he wouldn't even have released the interview. I
Yeah,
believe
no,
that I believe that Cam Newton did what a good interview did is that he got the best out of her so he can get the best content. But Cam, no, he the man. Cam probably been the man since that dude was probably in middle school. Let's just be real. He probably been the man since he been in middle school, and there are women that throw themselves at his feet since his inception. But he let her get her rocks off in order to create the best content. And I don't think it had nothing to do with gathering him. Cam is Cam, and he gonna be him, and he been the man. Let's just be real. He's one of those dudes that's just been him, no matter what, and he's always moved to the, operated to the drum, to the beat of his own drum. And that's why he dressed the way he do. That's why he wear the hats the way he do. He don't give a fuck about what nobody think. He doing what he do, and he 100%